Good day, everyone. My name is Karishma Kaur.
And my name is Tanveer Islam.
Today, we will be presenting our CSR project to all of you related to HIRARC at a workplace. In a working environment, it is ensured that the employees and employers are working in a safe environment. A safe environment is defined as an environment with minimum hazard with least risks.
What is hazard and what is risk?
Hazard is a source, situation, and action that can potentially cause harm or danger to an individual in a working environment. Risk is a combination of the likelihood of occurrence of a dangerous event and severity of an injury caused by that event. Do you know how to reduce the risks of hazard in a workplace?
Yes, I understand. Hazard identification, risk assessment, and risk control (HIRARC) was established in OSHA Act 514 of OSHA 1994. HIRARC, an objective measure of detecting hazards, assessing their risk, and controlling the risks of those hazards, might be used to create a safer working environment.
For today's CSR project, our main focus will be to conduct HIRARC in UTM laboratory.
Alright, let's proceed. Physical, chemical, biological, mechanical, and ergonomic hazards all have the potential to cause workplace accidents in laboratories.
Labels play a vital role in indicating the hazardous symbols to represent the flammability, corrosiveness, and explosive characteristics of the chemicals that could prevent unwanted accidents, such as burning the skin when there's direct skin contact with it or causing blindness if a single drop enters the eye.
Here are some of the key hazard labels on the chemicals. We are going to discuss about missing hazard labels on chemicals and notice boards in this lab for our project.
Here are some identified hazards of chemicals in lab which are not safely stored and are not labeled properly.
Since the hazard has been identified, now we calculate the risk assessment. To calculate the risk, we use the formula R risk equals to L times S, where L stands for likelihood of the hazard occurring and S represents the level of severity the hazard poses for any scenario. So the likelihood of this hazard is 3 and the severity is 4, which brings the risk to be at 12. This is considered as a high risk, as we can see from the matrix, and actions are needed to be taken. Since chemicals can be very dangerous and can cause serious injuries.
There are few risk control plans that can be implemented to avoid such hazards. Firstly, employ a well-educated and well-trained lab assistant to ensure all chemicals are labeled correctly. Secondly, there should be proper and correct hazard labeling of the chemicals so that it could be seen clearly. Safe handling and storage of these chemicals according to the hazard should be done as well. Not only that, but record the chemical present in a digital software so that it would be easier to refer by anyone in the laboratory. And lastly, monthly inspection of laboratory of chemicals should be done by a supervisor because this could prevent any unwanted accidents.
After the risk control plan have been placed, we now again assess the risk. So the likelihood of this hazard after risk controls is 3, as said before, and the severity is now down to 1, which brings the calculated risk to 3. This denotes the hazard as low risk, and so progress can be made further. Out of the 5 SOPs, first SOP is the usage of proper PPE, eye goggles, mask, gloves, lab coat, and closed shoes. Secondly, no food or drinks should be allowed in the lab. Third, report immediately to the lab assistant regarding misconduct of chemicals and also if there is unwanted smell and abandoned observable chemicals. Fourth, be patient while handling and storing chemicals.
During this pandemic, 3 additional SOPs has been included. First, we have to scan our MySejatra QR code. Secondly, upon entering the lab, we have to measure our body temperature. And thirdly, we have to sanitize our hands.